What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing out there? You know, it's that time again when we have our wonderful podcast. And the cool part about this is you guys are a part of history. My name is DJ Rick, and I am the host and founder of National Sex Day, the only adult holiday on record and on calendar. What we do is we talk about the adult business, we talk about all the aspects of sex. Plain and simple, we talk about the health qualities, getting people tested, getting people counseling. Also, we talk about the people in between to find out what they want to do sexually, whether they're a couple, whether they're single, whether they do group stuff, or if they're just into themselves. And we also highlight the people in the adult industry because they have a voice and they have the things they need to tell the people other than what you see on camera. They're people too. And we have a story to tell because all of them are important to us. So come be a part of National Sex Day. Go to our website and get the information, sexdays.org. We are Sex Day, Swingers Day, Strippers Day. We're also doing Sex Week, Sex Month, and a few other holidays we just came across. All that information is there. I will be out, believe it or not, at some of your conventions to talk to you guys and meet you in person. Come by, say hey, get an autograph, and of course, promote what we do. And on top of that, we have been mentioned in 5 adult articles. We have been on other podcasts. We are looking at doing a series when we go to the conventions, and we are filming some places that actually hire the adult talent behind their scenes too, like a documentary. All that is official with National Sex Day, June 9th, 6th month, 9th day, holiday 69. And speaking of holidays and celebration, I have a wonderful talent. She's hot, she's beautiful, she's got the greatest personality, and I could not get out of not doing this because she is important. She's got something to say, and you know what? I think she's hot as hell. Who are you, sweetheart? Tell everybody your name and what you do.
Hi, I'm Heather Austin, and I am the band girl. That's what I'm known as, the band girl. You can find me on Twitter as at the band girl, and I also have a website, heatheraustin.live. But I'm actually here because I want to talk about why I'm the band girl.
Oh, you sure about that? Because, we got a lot of bad girls out there, but I understand you're at the top of the heap.
Yeah, I'm the band girl. I was well, what do you want to talk about? I'm excited about being here, doing adult entertainment. Um,
Yeah.
gosh, you know
Well,
what? You got me, and then I got camera shy, and I'm not camera shy.
yeah, you're not camera shy. I've seen some of the things you've done on camera, and people follow her so you can see what else she does on camera. But yeah, she's
Oh,
not shy.
no, and you told me you said you can flash, so let's flash because that makes me comfortable.
Wow. Are you comfy now?
I'm comfy now.
Hmm. Man, I love the perks of this job. I really do. It just gets better and better with lovely women like yourself.
Okay, I
Yeah.
would leave them out, but then no one would hear anything I say.
That's called the distraction, and most porn stars are good with that. We have no problem with lovely women flashing their goods, and that's going to bait people to see what else you have to offer. Make them pay for it. Called pay-per-view.
Right, that is what it's called, pay-per-view.
That's right.
Right. We give a little bit to show and then you pay per view.
Makes sense to
Uh,
me.
I started throwing gangbangs for myself
Okay, throwing gangbangs for yourself. You know,
in 2017.
well, people first and foremost, it's always one-on-one or sometimes, threesome, foursome, whatever. In my opinion, gangbangs are a little bit more difficult to film. There's too much energy. I don't say that I do not like them. I just know there's so much of them going on in that camera angle or getting different camera angles. How is that to film, if I may ask?
Okay, we weren't filming them.
Oh,
We
well,
were just and not only weren't we filming them, they were like they just became really big, like they blew up, right? All of the sudden. And when you tell people that they were really taboo in 2017, they go, "Oh no." Well, yeah, they were. Because I was invited by an escort to a gangbang. And I
Okay.
had not been to a gangbang in 2017. And I went to a gangbang and I had the most fun I had ever had, ever. And I was the swinger. And
Okay.
I loved, I was the unicorn. I am the unicorn, which we can talk about what a real unicorn is, um,
Okay. Tell you what.
but
Tell you what. I'm stop you right there. Because see, when people hear gangbangs, most of them will associate with film or associate with swingers. But I'm going to tell you, that's not always true. If you ever went to college and you was in the dorms, yeah, we did the same thing everybody else was doing. And they say, oh my God, we're not swingers, we're not this. Well, technically, you're not. But you get a gang of people together, you can have the most fun for a long period of time, as you well now know.
right, which is actually what happened was that to me, I walked into this room. First of all, I will tell you, I sat in the parking lot going, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Don't go in there. And of course, I went in there because that's me.
Yeah.
And I knocked on the door of the hotel room, and this handsome black gentleman in a suit was the security, and his name was Carter. And he said, Heather, we've been waiting for you.
Oh, he
And I'm
respected.
wearing one of my outfits like this, um, but a little less. I didn't have stockings on, just heels and a dress. And I walked in, and there were a couple of women on the bed, and they were being played with by a whole group of men. And it's not like it looks like in like when you see gangbang porn,
Yep.
and I've filmed gangbang porn where it's not like that, like a real gangbang, where this was like I walked in and there was like maybe 6 or 7 guys just came
Hmm.
over and just started kissing and fondling and touching me.
You
And
had
it was
all these
the
guys
most,
crawling on you already? You walked in the door and you have a six pack on you?
yeah, it was like the most incredible sensation I've ever had.
Okay.
Like just, you know, not grabbing me and, like some kind of weird rape fantasy. Forget that. It was just all about me.
It was sensual. It was sexy and sensual for you. That's what that
Oh
was.
my God. It was like take me into another world. Like all of these hands just really touching me and kissing me and from there it was just like take me to it was like the best spa I've ever been to, except for with like the best happy endings ever.
Okay, what spa is this? Y'all heard her. She said she went to a spa. Now, I don't know where they are in Texas, but Arizona's got spas like that where guys have girls on them. What's the flight I can book tonight?
You know what? I don't know the answer to that question. Okay, this was in Florida.
Okay.
This was in South Florida, and in South Florida, we after this party, I mean, this was like the best party I have ever been to, and I had the best time, and I came and came and came, and everyone was having so much fun, and there were no drugs, and there were no alcohol, there wasn't any alcohol, and no one got hurt, and no one hurt anyone and no one and everyone was polite and everyone was smiling and having a great time. And
Okay.
when it was over, everybody was getting dressed, and I said, why don't we do this more often? And one of the gentlemen who I still know today, which this was February 2017, he said to me, because we don't do this because it's taboo.
Yeah,
And
you
I
do
said,
it because you like it.
you're kidding.
Huh.
I said, it's
Well,
okay for guys to go on this board. And the board was actually the independentgirls.com escort board in South Florida, which was taken down when it was actually, when all the boards went down
oh
from
yeah.
the laws
No,
and the FBI and everything.
Hold on there.
Um,
Hold on there, because you're right. A lot of that did happen with the law enforcement. They came in, and most of them were not found to be illegal or having problems. You will find a few people who did go to jail, but 90% of them did not. They were infringing on people's rights and their freedoms. And one thing about Sex Day is that we open that up by saying, if you're doing something that is legal and consenting adults, and this is what you do behind closed doors, then damn it, that is up to you and not up to law enforcement. And they got lawsuits pending because of that. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Absolutely. And I won't say that there weren't illegal things happening, because I'm sure there were, that I don't know about. Okay. But the boards that were up were going off in a different direction. Let's talk about that in a minute. Okay. Because
Okay.
when there were boards up, there were forums so that women could be safe, and forums so that men could be safe, and so that the people that were actually in this room had been vetted, and
Okay.
everybody knew everybody was safe. It wasn't random guys off the street that just walked in. The party was a very safe environment. And what I went on to do was I said to this gentleman, I said, so men can advertise on this board to have multiple women, but women cannot advertise to have multiple men.
What
And
kind of
he said,
standard is that? That's not exactly fair.
and I said, well, I don't like that. I'm going to change that. And I started throwing parties. And they started with me, and maybe I would have maybe 3 or 4 guys, and they grew to 7 or 8 guys. And then when we got to about 10, they said to me, you need a fluffer. And I said, what's a fluffer?
You mean you did not know what a fluffer was at this point?
No,
Come on.
no.
Most people
So
know what a fluffer is. Come on.
I didn't know what a fluffer is. I'm being totally honest. I didn't know what a fluffer was. So, well, I don't actually watch porn, and I didn't actually, it's a long story how I ended up where I ended up, but that's a different story. And we can go there another time. But so
Okay.
I asked somebody else to come and join us, and she was supposed to fluff, but she ended up getting gangbanged, which was okay.
Yep.
And the parties grew, and the parties grew, and the parties grew. And what ended up happening was it became like a full-time job of vetting people, because it was really important to make sure
Okay.
that everybody who was at the parties belonged at the parties, that everybody had preferences and was safe. And we did that. And then I had to hire security guards and make sure, and there were rules. Everybody had certain things like you can do and you can't do, and make sure that this was safe. And it continued, and it was just became this just family of guys that to this day I still know, and I still go to South Florida and have parties with them, and they still check on me and call me, and it's an ongoing thing. And it
Okay.
just so the board though said this is not allowed, and they started to accuse me of throwing of putting up pictures of consensual rape.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Any form of quote unquote that subject is taboo. I know you're not crazy, and we know you're law abiding. So I know that they were wrong to even think that about you. Wow.
So, well, you can't consent to rape. That's the first thing.
Exactly.
And the second thing was that double standard. You were allowed to advertise and have parties with multiple women. You were not allowed to advertise and have parties and show pictures of multiple men with women. And I continued to do that. And so first they banned me and gave me warnings. Then they banned me, and it was a continual banning. And there was an uprise on this board. And in March of 2018 was when they started to shut down other boards
Okay.
with that law.
Sure.
This, what was it, Festa or Festa? And and the back page and what was it, Craigslist shut down, and
Yep.
there was a whole rush of, it was the biggest party we ever had, which was the best party we ever had, with like, it was like 100 something people, and there's only four of us at this party. It was insane. It was so great. It
That
was so
sounds
much
like it.
fun, crazy.
Okay,
But
hold
right
on for that.
after that was when they banned me, and they banned another girl who was helping me. Her name was Roxana. And so the two of us started a website called thebandgirls.com.
That's where
And
that
we
came
tried
from.
to compete against them. And then they just started banning members and banning girls that wanted to be on our site. And it became this chaos and say it was just a crazy time. And
Yep, it sounds like a crazy time. I tell you what. Well, we got to get to where you got in the porn because people want to know how you got into it, what motivates you, what's going on with it, and your current websites. Because I've seen your stuff and I like what I see. They're going to buy it, look at it, whatever, but they want to know your story, how you got started, your first production, and what you're doing today.
the first, I guess my boyfriend told me I wasn't allowed to do porn.
He told you and expected you to believe that? Really?
In 2015, he said, I'm a complete exhibitionist, and so and I also have I guess I found out it was a talent. I didn't know it was a talent, but I come without being touched, and then I continue to come for hours. I don't stop coming. And it's something that you can feel and you have to experience. And I guess whenever anyone of the talent experiences, they go, oh my God. And I have a tendency to make talent come early
That's
because
not fun. We want to be
well,
entertained, you
I
know?
warn them, and they just kind of go, yeah, 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 we heard it before, but then it happens, and they go, oh my God. And so so my boyfriend would take me to the swinger club and just go, line up and please fuck her because I can't, fuck her enough. And that was a wonderful thing. But he says to me, but I worked in like a regular job, and he said, it's, you can't do porn. And I said, I really would like to do porn. I think it'd be really fun. And he said, no porn. And so I looked up on sexyjobs.com, and I found, like, something. I got on an airplane and I did one in 2015, and I didn't tell him. And then
Oh, you took that leap of faith and said, the hell with
somebody texted me and said, you're what just hit like the website. And and so I put on, like, the dinosaur tears, and I
it.
went, you remember when you told me I couldn't do porn?
He
Yeah.
believed that too, didn't he?
No,
What?
no, oh no, 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 because I don't cry. I'm not like a dinosaur tear person. He was like, what'd you do? And I said, well, I went and I did a shoot, in 2015. That was the first one. And he said, well, did you at least wear a mask? And I went,
Nope.
and he said, well, did you at least not let them fuck you up the butt? And I went,
Damn. You broke all
and
the
then
rules.
he started laughing, and he said, well, did you think I thought I was dating Mother Teresa? And he just started laughing, and that was it. And I didn't do it again until 2019. And um, in 2019, we put out that website, thebandgirls.com,
Of course,
and it
yes.
was the two of us and Roxanne's husband. And he said, it'd be great if the two of you were doing like porn, and we put it on the website, right? And I said, I'm still seeing the same boyfriend. He doesn't really like it, and I'm, whatever. And he goes, fuck that. And I went, okay, fuck that. And I just started doing, I did a whole series.
So is this the same guy that you're seeing currently? I know you mentioned a boyfriend, but that's the same guy. So all this time from 2014 to now, in between the porn, in between the websites, in between the swingers clubs, in between sexy jobs, he's still with you.
He loves me.
Yeah. It's kind of hard for some people in this industry to, let alone marriage or boyfriend or significant other. Some that have those that participate, some that say, nah, I don't want you to film with certain people. Some are saying, hey, only film with girls instead of no guys. There's all kinds of ways you can divide that. Don't get me wrong. But for him to go through point A to point B or A to Z, and you guys are still together, hey, that's a match made in heaven. It really is.
Well, he's my person.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
his
good
person.
though.
He's my person.
Well, that's good because I'm giving you flowers here. Most people say they had broken marriages or they lost their boyfriends or they got jealous or I hear it all the time, from people saying what's going on. And for me being a film person with a film degree, I've been behind some cameras as camera op, and I've heard that on and off set about how difficult it is. But what you're telling me, there wasn't a flaw in this. You need to keep him and he needs to keep you.
I know.
Man, I
Well,
need to
you know what?
meet
See
him
that
one day.
when we were talking about unicorns, right? Well, let's talk about that though.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. I was a single female before I was with him for a little while. I was a single female in the swinger community, and I dated couples,
Yes, that's what unicorns
right?
kind of do.
And when we talk about like what a unicorn is, right? A
Yeah,
unicorn to me, I was a unicorn. I went to all of these. I was invited to these like billionaire swinger parties where they vetted me, and I worked because I didn't want anyone else's husband.
okay, gotcha.
Right? I used to have the tagline, "I'm for borrowing, but not for keeps."
You
I
know,
still have that tagline. You can borrow me, but you can't keep me.
can't keep.
I belong to I belong to someone else,
Hmm.
right? But
Yeah,
at the time I belonged to me. And a lot of women and a lot of problems happen in the lifestyle when there's like single females who are, let's say, trying to take someone else's husband.
sure.
They're not real unicorns because they're not in it. A real unicorn, that's why a unicorn is so unique. The
Hmm.
unicorn actually adds to the marriage, it adds to the couple, it adds to the experience, right? They're
Makes
gonna enhance it. I enhance lots and lots and lots of couples.
sense.
I didn't cause destruction. I made things better.
There you go.
Then I was gone.
Wow. Well, unicorns seem to have the upper hand in a lot of things like that. I understand it's different for a single man in that environment, but when it comes to porn, it's like there's not really things off the table. Of course, illegal stuff. We don't deal with people with kids and pedophiles and all people breaking
Oh
laws and
no.
stuff like that. We don't. They're not anywhere endorsed by National Sex Day. But the thing is, when you put that on camera, of course, you're playing a fantasy and you're also having fun, financial aspect too. You're making money on it. And people like variety. You've got variety, you've got the spunk, you've got the looks. And I'm so glad you're on our program. We're running out of time, so I got to kind of wrap it up here. But I want to invite you back again to do another one. Can we do a part two to this?
I would love to do a part two because there's so much more and it goes so much deeper.
Yep. I bring people back because we like updates anyway. So this is not the only time that we will talk to you and some of my past guests because down the road, people want to know what you've done, the conventions that you've been to, if you made any more material. Everybody's got a story that's continual and we can't squeeze it all in 20 something minutes. But I do appreciate you taking the time to do this. And ladies and gentlemen, for those who want to see this, you can check us out on XBiz. You can check us out on our YouTube channel. I also take these segments and put them on our FetLife, and all those are going to be in the credits of this episode. So tell them about your website before we leave.
My website is heatheraustin.live live. You can also find me on FetLife as Heather Austin. And I'm on Twitter as the Band Girl.
She's not banned on my show. You can come back and do what you do, uncut, whatever it is, you come out live. And I'm looking forward to meeting you guys at some of the expos we talked about. I'm looking forward to getting out there and talking to people and just getting everyone on board to know that you now have an official holiday on calendar to celebrate whatever sexual path you are taking. National Sex Day is for everybody. National Sex Day is for anyone who has questions about the industry, about what you'd like to do with partners, people, whatever that is. It's on the table. We talk about it and we podcast about it. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time on another episode.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being the lovely person you are. Looking forward to seeing you in person and on podcast again. Thanks to everybody.
You too. Thank you.